Hey y'all, I'm back for another Uber story. So, we didn't quite reach 500 subscribers yet, but we're very close. We're at 499 as of this morning. So, I was like, you know what? It's been a minute, probably been over 3 or 4 weeks now, almost a month since we had us a new Uber story. So, I was like, 499, 500, whatever. Let's do a story. So, like I told y'all before, I've been waiting to do this story for a minute. It's throwback from when I first started doing Uber in 2016. So, yeah, um when I first used to do Uber, I didn't have like a whole bunch of rules and limits like I do now. So, nowadays when I'm doing Uber, I don't go to the beaches, and I don't go to like certain areas. Um Sometimes now if I feel like somebody looks too drunk, or they just, like, if I have a bad feeling about something, like, I won't pick them up. Um but back then I didn't have like all those rules and different things. I didn't have any limitations on who I was going to drive. And one night I was doing the beaches because when I first started, people were like, "Oh, you want to go to the beaches? That's where you make the most money." So I used to do the beaches, and I pulled up and I was going to pick up this girl. I don't even remember what her name was. But I'm sitting there, I'm waiting on her to come to the car, and I see the girl, and sometimes you're really not sure if it's the person or not. And the Uber wasn't even under her name, it was under a guy's name or whatever. But I seen her coming towards the car, and I'm like, okay. So of course I'm expecting like a bunch of people, because usually you go pick up at the beach, it's like a whole big party of drunk people. She's walking up, and she bumped right into the car. I was like, oh man. I was like, okay. So she was leaning on the car for a minute, and then the guy who I think ordered the Uber, he came up and he was talking to her for a minute, and then he opened the car door for her. And I thought both of them were gonna, get in the car, but they didn't. So she got in the car and she was all happy and stuff, and she was all talking to me, and I was like, okay, just, and then she got quiet for a minute. Then we're just riding, and then she pops up in the middle part, like between my seat and the passenger seat, with this giant freezer bag full of marijuana. And I'm thinking to myself, where'd this bag come from? Because she was extremely skinny, and when she was walking up, I didn't see a bag. And when she got in the car, I didn't see the bag. So I'm like, oh man, this lady is back here doing magic tricks and stuff. But I kind of like freaked out a little bit, because I'm thinking to myself, if I get pulled over right now and she's got this big old bag of marijuana out, we both going to jail. So I was like, ma'am, I was like, you got to put that up. She's like, you don't want to smoke this with me? I was like, no, ma'am. I was like, you got to put that bag up. You got to put that up. And so she puts the bag back up. She sits back, and then she's all quiet again. Now I can see her typing away on her phone. She's just sitting back there, doing her little thing. And I mean, a lot of times people do that in the Uber. They just, do their little typing thing. And when I first started, I didn't really used to like engage people as much as I do now. Like now when people get in the car with me, like we talk. So I was just like, I was cool with it. She was on her phone or whatever. I was like, let me hurry up, get her and her big bag of weed out my car. So we're going to the place or whatever, and I pull up, and it's like dark outside because I drive at night, and it's a warehouse. I was like, okay, so you're leaving the club and you're going to a warehouse. This is weird. Whoever she was typing to on the phone, like to her people or whatever, she was talking about me, because when they came to the car to get her, it was a bunch of like girls or whatever. They came to the car to get her, And they're like, "Oh, hey, Tiffany." They didn't even come to her door. They came to my door, opened my door, and the lady's all rubbing on my shoulder. So I'm like, "Hey, would you like to join us?" And I was just like, "No." She's like, "We're about to have a lot of fun and you can come in with us." And I was just like, "No, ma'am, I'm good." I was like, "I gotta go make a lot of money." She's, "Oh, are you sure? Are you sure? We're gonna have a lot of fun." She's winking at me and stuff. And I was just like, "Look, y'all take y'all big bag of marijuana and whatever other drugs y'all got and alcohol and go into you guys' warehouse and do whatever the heck it is you guys are gonna do and have fun. But this Uber driver is not coming with you." So they got out. They were all happy and cheery and stuff. And I was just like, look at all this. It was so crazy to me. I was like, all of these girls, like, they're about to go and have like a party inside of the warehouse. Just interesting. Some of the stuff that like happens on Uber, some of the stuff that I drive into literally on Uber. But yeah, that was one of my first crazy trips ever. She was hilarious. I'll never forget it because she bumped right into the car. I'm like, I don't care how wasted you are. Like, you got to see this car in front of you. I have a big car. She bumped right into the car. But yeah, I've been waiting to share that story with you guys for a second. And then, like I said, soon I'll be rolling out some more stories, especially the ones with the police, because I do have more police stories, unfortunately. But yeah, I can't wait to get you guys more stories. Please share, like, subscribe. I like to read you guys' comments. I like to respond to your comments. And I hope you guys have a most wonderful day. Laters.